Welcome back to Crosshead Garage. Today I'm going to make a short little video. I'm going to make a stand for my bead roller. So thought, why not record it? I record everything else. So prepare yourself for a lot of time lapses. Damn, that's hot. So how many times has this happened to you? You got your bead roller clamped to your vise, which is clamped to your welding table. You need to weld something, well, you got to remove 500 things. You got everything in the way. The company that you get your bead roller from, well, they sell a stand. It's expensive. It's like $2 million or something. It's something ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not going to purchase one. I've got piles and piles of scrap metal. I've got a welder. Why not just make one? So that's what we're going to do today. All right, so I'm starting out with these two pieces of 4x4 square tubing. This one is roughly 25 inches. That one's roughly 28 inches. So what's that equal out to be? Math of 43 inches, maybe? We're going to go with 43 inches because that was the first number that came into my head. So I'm going to start by, I'm going to get a couple edges cleaned up here. So now that we got these two pieces cleaned up a little bit, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect because whatever. I'm going to kind of butt them up together, throw some tack welds on there, and go from there. You got to turn your welder on first, though. So now that I got some tacks on there, I'm just going to go ahead and full weld these two pieces together. Try not to get it in your coffee. Why is that so hot? It's like McDonald's coffee. So now we're going to move on to the next part. What's the next part? I don't know. I haven't thought this far ahead. So the next part would be to find a piece that's going to work for the top of this to set the vise. This piece would work, but it's going to kind of limit the movement on the vise. You know what, we'll just come down here and we'll zip this out real quick. I dropped my microphone. I don't know if you guys heard any of what I was saying, but so anyway, this piece here is going to limit the movement on our vise as far as the swivel goes. So I'm going to grab the cutoff wheel. I'm going to cut these two sections off, and then that piece should be good to go. So obviously my Harbor Freight angle grinder has seen better days. I do have a nice Bosch one, but it's over there. I lost my safety glasses. Found them. Think it was ever coming off. Well, yeah, that's a good piece of scrap. We can make a bracket out of that or something. That's a 1/4 inch. So we'll save that. So we're gonna get the other angle grinder. Clean that up a little bit. All right, so just got a grinding wheel on here. Try to get this centered up. Close enough. Now, don't you hate it when you can't find a tool and then you get mad? You're like, who's been messing with my tools? And then you realize that you live alone, so unless you have a ghost in the house, and knowing my luck, if I have a ghost, it's not going to be like, you know, the Whoopi Goldberg, Demi Moore type. Actually, that was Patrick Swayze, so I don't really want him as showing up in my house. Anyway, found my punch, so let's get moving on this. So we got there. Okay, so obviously my battery is dead, but I wanted to get the pilot holes at least drilled. That way I can see where I need to avoid on the other side when welding on the stand. So let's get this cleaned up a little bit. Okay, so I can see that my holes are here, here, and here, and I know I got to blow them out to about a ½ inch, so I need to stay away from that. Now obviously I cut this all wonky, it's not even, but I think we can set that right about there. Let's measure that. How many times am I going to hit my head on this? So 1 1/8. Almost 1 1.5 inches. So let's move it that way a little bit. So there we're about almost 1 1/4 inches on both sides. 3 inches there. So I need to move you in some. You know, I'm taking this off. I'm tired of hitting my head. So we're about 2 3/4. And we're about 2 3/4. So let's double check this again. About 1 1/4 inches. About 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to throw some tacks on here. Seriously? That's where it's going. Now, I want to bring you all in here for a minute. This is a Lincoln Electric handy MIG. It's a 125 volt welder. And I am not a welder by trade, obviously. But I want to show you how nice of a weld this lays down even for a novice welder like myself. So let's bring you in here for a second. I want to show you. I mean, those are really nice welds for a 125 volt MIG welder. I'm running a 023 wire. I'm running the Blue Demon wire. I really like it. The Lincoln Electric wire that came with it was, in my opinion, absolute junk. I had all kinds of problems with it. I did have to buy a different regulator. If you look through my past videos, you'll see some of the history on the purchase and everything of this welder. But you know, that's strong welds right there. I mean, these here aren't as pretty. I just kind of rushing through on these. This here I wanted to make sure, you know, stayed where it was. I'm not real concerned about super pretty welds, but I want them to hold. You know, so these will definitely hold. I'm very fond of this. So hey, you know what, Lincoln Electric, if you're watching this, throw me some money because I just talked up your product here, which I had a lot of problems with when I first got it. So the fact that I'm talking it up now, you know, give me something. Anyway, so I have to check the time real quick because I may be out of time for right now. I am not, but I did miss a call. I don't even know who that is, so I'm not worried about it. So Anyway, I'm running short on time. So let me just think about what we're going to do for legs here now, and we'll go from there. I may have to go do my thing, come back, finish up on this project. Um, so I'm trying to get it finished tonight though, because I got a bunch of stuff going on with the Willies. Um, this was just kind of a spur of the moment idea because I need my welding space back. So give me just a minute here. So what I got is, these are actually, I don't know what size this is. So it's 7/8. These I've had forever. They were where I replaced a blower motor at work. Well, I replaced several blower motors, but I saved the old shafts because it's solid metal. You never know when you might need it. Today I need it, so we're gonna cut these. We're gonna try and make 4 legs. What's 23 inches? What is half of 23? Is that 11 and a half? You know what? That's what I'm going with because it's the first thing that popped in my head. So 11 and a half. So what I want to do is I want to cut these at a 45-degree angle though. That way I can weld them onto there. And then it'll kind of balance itself, hopefully. I don't know, will it? Will it not? I don't know. We'll find out. Close enough. Okay, so there is what happened to my tripod? Does anybody want to give me a tripod for Christmas? But yeah, I just thought of maybe not. I don't, you know what, now I'm thinking about it, it's probably not going to work. Maybe it will, I don't know. I'm going to give it some thought while I'm up. I got to take a break anyway. I got to go take care of something. So I'm going to give it some thought. And when I get back, we'll have an answer. How's that? Is that good enough for you? Okay. Okay, so basically you can see what I did here was I took those pieces. I know my table's pretty level. So I just kind of threw some booger welds on there, you know. I wasn't really, again, not concerned with it looking pretty. It's got to serve a function. It's got to serve a purpose. So moving on, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pieces here and I'm going to cut them. They're hollow, so it should go through like butter, except for that disc needs replaced again. I'm going to mount these on the side so I have a place to set my dies when they're not in use. So we'll get to it. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball a good position for these because it doesn't really matter. Okay, so basically each set of die will sit on there, you know, in their respective position. So let's see if we got a battery charged up enough. I think that'll hold just fine. These pieces are actually black iron, like gas pipe. So I didn't really want to burn through them, and they should be secure enough to hold. If anybody would like to get me a new cordless drill set, I'm still running the old 18-volt Waltz. That'd be a great Christmas present. So we're going to try and get these holes drilled out to mount the vise to. Okay, so we got the holes drilled out. Next step, something very special, because you know we don't half-ass things. So we're gonna full-ass it, or we're not doing it at all. And by the way, if you're paying attention, the go-kart here, it's not forgotten about. Until Gabe is back over here, I really can't go any further with it. I need a person to sit in it. I got to figure out handlebar positioning, foot peg positioning, that sort of thing. And without him, well, I can't do it. But we are going to paint this because, yeah, it's ugly, but we don't want, let's pretty it up a little bit. Let's throw some lipstick on this pig. What do you think? So today's choice of paint, this was the cheapest at O'Reilly's. It's Krylon Color Mix Paint and Primer, Indoor Outdoor Gloss Black. It says right here, no runs, no drips, no errors. We're going to put that to the test. Well, that's because you can't get the cap off. You can't mess up if you can't open it, can you? Seriously? Oh. It must have been childproof. So anyway, that's how you make a a stand for your vise and your bead roller for basically nothing. You know, if you got some scrap metal laying around. If you don't, you know, just go pick some up. You know, it's way cheaper to do it yourself than to pay the $2 million or whatever they want at the unnamed company that I got the bead roller from. Anyway, yeah, if you can't, hey, you know what? I'll make these for $1 million. $1 million a piece. They're half price. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please, as always, like and subscribe if you haven't. And soon enough, we will be back on the Blue Beast. I need a name for this bad boy. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank when it comes to a name. I kind of like the Blue Beast, but it's not going to stay blue, so I don't know. Right now I'm going to call it the Blue Beast until I figure out what color I am going to paint it eventually. So anyway, more to come on that, and I will see you later. Bye.